Most welcome to Historiesbanorna History Reconnaissance and Backs to the Wall, Pusan, Korea 1950. This is the story of a fighting withdrawal and a final stand, when troops of the United States and the Republic of South Korea fought against attacking North Koreans with their backs to the sea in the lost unoccupied southeast corner of the Korean peninsula. The North Korean invasion began on June 25, 1950, when the Korean People's Army (KPA) attacked all along the 38th parallel. 4 days later, the capital Seoul was lost, and the troops of the Republic of Korea (ROK) retreated to the south and melted away. And please, consider subscribing to our channel and join us on our continuing journey in history. We would love to have you on board. ROK forces increased their resistance further south, hoping to delay KPA units as much as possible. US forces were committed in piecemeal fashion as rapidly as they could be deployed, and were repeatedly defeated and pushed south. The 24th Division was the first US division committed. The defending forces under UN flag from July 7, 1950 were organized under the command of the 8th United States Army. Under it was 3 weak US divisions, the 24th Infantry Division, the 1st Cavalry Division and the 25th Infantry Division. In addition, the ROK had a force of 58,000 men.
On Sunday, June 25th, Communist forces attacked the Republic of Korea. This attack has made it clear beyond all doubt that the international communist movement is willing to use armed invasion to conquer independent nations. An act of aggression such as this, it creates a very real danger to the security of all free nations. The communist invasion was launched in great force with planes, tanks, and artillery. The size of the attack and the speed with which it was followed up make it perfectly plain that it had been plotted long in advance.
By early August, UN forces had been driven back to a small area around the port city of Pusan, now called Busan. The Pusan Perimeter was a roughly 140-mile defensive line that curved around this corner of the peninsula. Now they were poised to hold the line against a substantial number of North Korean divisions. Losing it would have likely meant the complete defeat of South Korea. The Korean People's Army launched multiple attacks along the perimeter, trying to break through in several locations, including Daegu, Masan, Nakton Bulge, and the northern approaches to Busan. Several hundred fighter bombers of the US 5th Air Force were positioned within the perimeter and in Japan, and just off the coast were US Navy aircraft aboard the USS Valley Forge and the USS Philippine Sea. By the end of the battle, the 8th Army had more air support than General Omar Bradley's 12th United States Army Group in Europe during World War II. Throughout September 1950, as the battle raged, more UN forces arrived from the US and other locations. The 2nd Infantry Division, 5th Regimental Combat Team, 1st Provisional Marine Brigade, and British 27th Commonwealth Brigade arrived in Busan later in the fighting, along with a large number of fresh troops and equipment, including over 500 tanks. The KPA did break through the perimeter at several points and were able to exploit their gains for a short time. Within a week, though, the momentum of the offensive had been slowed, and the KPA could not keep up the strength of their attacks. Most of the front saw only probing actions for the remainder of the battle. Terrain played a major role. Mountains, with the Nakton River acting as a natural defensive barrier in the west. Despite being outnumbered in some sectors, UN forces held the line thanks to better logistics, air support, and reinforcements coming through Busan. The US also deployed armor, artillery, and naval bombardment, which gave them a firepower advantage.
I know that our people are willing to do their part to support our soldiers and sailors and airmen who are fighting in Korea. I know that our fighting men can count on each and every one of you. Our country stands before the world as an example of how free men under God can build a community of neighbors working together for the good of all. That is the goal we seek, not only for ourselves, but for all people. We believe that freedom and peace are essential if men are to live as our Creator intended us to live. It is this faith that has guided us in the past, and it is this faith that will fortify us in the stern days ahead.
The Incheon landings were a crushing blow for the KPA, catching it completely unprepared and breaking the already weak forces along the perimeter. With virtually no equipment, exhausted manpower and low morale, the KPA were at a severe disadvantage and were not able to continue the pressure on the Pusan Perimeter, while at the same time attempting to repel the landings at Incheon. By September 23rd, the KPA were in full retreat from the Pusan Perimeter, with UN forces rapidly pursuing them north and recapturing lost ground along the way.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.